Hello and welcome to Game Club Pod. Today we are talking about history. Why do you sound like this? Well, Alex, this game has text to speech. Why are we using it? Well, Alex, it's funny. As I was saying, we are playing R.E.P.O. History, yes, Tim. Why have we got flappy heads? It's what the game does. Oh, that's weird. Yes, it is, Tim, but it's funny. I have an urge to make silly noises and pick up litter. Me too, Alex. Me too. This episode of the Game Club Pod contains spoilers for R.E.P.O. We hope you enjoy.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Game Club Pod. I am your host today, Joey, and I'm joined by my usual co-hosts, starting with Alex.
Hello.
And moving on to Tim.
Hello.
How are we both doing, gentlemen?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Tim, have you changed your microphone?
No, I've got a new pop filter for it. I've decided that I was sick of my flaccid goose arm on the pop filter, so I've just got rid of it.
Nice. Can you turn the gain down just a little bit?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Just a bit.
Yeah, you are coming in a little hot.
There you go. Is that better, or is that
so
too quiet?
Much. You're so crispy.
Oh,
Hear the crisp,
Silky
hear
smooth.
the crackle.
oh, beautiful.
And Alex, behind you, is that a R.E.P.O man? There he is.
Made way for him.
How are we doing, gents? Had a good day, good week, good year. It's 2026 now.
2026.
Yeah, it's the first recording of the year, and it's the first time in about a month we've not recorded a Podmas.
Wow.
I know.
Do you want me to play the Podmas jingle just to bring you back?
Alex loves it so much.
He does, yeah, really likes it.
No, but we probably should have played the actual series jingle at the start.
No, because we start with the R.E.P.O music, because it's a R.E.P.O episode, and this time we're talking about R.E.P.O.
Ooh, spoilers for R.E.P.O. if that's a thing.
Well, it's in the skit, in the funny voice. Come on. Right, guys, before we get into the episode, R.E.P.O is a multiplayer game. I want to know what the most fun moment, not game, moment you've had in a multiplayer game. Which moment has made you fall off your chair laughing?
I had a good one where I was playing with some friends of mine, and we were using the voice mod for Among Us, you know, the proximity mod.
Yeah.
And I was the sussy imposter.
Sussy backer.
I was the sussy little backer. And my friend came into this room to because it was one of these things where you had to have two people to deactivate the hazard, and I was playing along, being suspect, and he just goes, "Tim, wouldn't it suck if you were to die right now?" I was like, "Are you the imposter?" And he was like, "No." And I went, "Oh yeah." And he goes, and I said, "Wouldn't it suck if I was?" And he went, "Yeah." And then I killed him, and then all I heard was because in the Among Us voice mod, when you kill someone, you can hear their ghost, and it sounds all echoey. And he was just like, "I fucking trusted you, you piece of shit," from the grave.
That's very good.
It's good.
We're planning on playing some games with some friends, some podcasters, in the near future. Maybe we could have the proximity mod. That'd be really good.
That'd be funny.
That'd be good. Alex, how about you?
There was and I'm sorry, Tim, in advance. There was a cracking one from when Tim and I used to play Rainbow Six Siege with a different group of friends, and he was the last on the attacking team. He was the only survivor.
Joey was on Villa. To give you an idea. Because Joey plays Siege now.
I do play Siege, yeah.
So it was on Villa.
Villa.
He was the last survivor. So he had all four of the rest of us watching his camera because there was no more cameras left for us to watch. So we were watching Tim. And he backed up off a roof and fell 3 stories down to his death. I'm sure the video still exists somewhere. But it was one of these. It must have been about 1 o'clock in the morning when we were playing at this point, and we all just died laughing. And it lives in my memory sometimes.
I also loved, and I would love to go back to the game at some point, but we would definitely need a large group of people on a consistent server to do it. I would love to go back to Anti-Stasi in Arma 3.
Arma 3 was a great time.
Arma 3's anti-static mode with a constantly running server was amazing because just the shit you would come back to every day you logged in was incredible.
I don't know what that is. You're going to have to explain it to me.
So Arma 3 is like a military simulator thing.
Yeah, okay,
Cool. So Anti-Stasi is a game mode where you play as a small guerrilla militia. You're not a literal gorilla. It is like
a small gorilla.
You play as a small gorilla.
Harambe?
The whole thing is that you are there trying to overthrow the occupying forces of whatever island map you choose. But when you run an anti-Stasi server, anyone that you have invited to that server can log on at any time, of course, just like with any long-standing server, like a Minecraft or a Factorio server or whatever. But you would just come back and just see like someone had just commandeered several helicopters and like a jet and like tanks and stuff. And it's like, oh, okay. And then like you'll go and do stuff and then leave whatever mess you've left behind. And then they'll log in and go, "What did you do while I was away?"
One of the funniest things with that mod as well is you can daisy chain vehicles when you
It's
back.
fucking brilliant.
So you could have like a lead truck that's like a big 20-person armored personnel carrier, and then you can trail sort of like a couple of cars behind you. Now, what happened more than once was we'd have one of those big long vehicles. It would be trailing 2 cars and then a fuel tanker behind it. Just a little small, like like a Luton van sized fuel truck. And you'd swing round a corner, and all you'd hear from a distance is,
And a house would be
and
gone.
then just this plume of smoke, and you'd be over the radio going, "What exploded? Who was that?" And it's just you get someone on the other side of the radio going, "Oh, don't worry, it's just my fuel truck."
I really like
it's
the
too
times-
much. It's so much effort to get out of the truck to go and to like unhook it to leave it there that you just bring it back with you.
Yeah, it's smouldering wreck. I can remember more than once when someone we used to play with would, more often than not, tow an enemy vehicle like a tank or something, being like, "Look what I've got," and the general's still inside, so they know exactly where our base is.
Very good, very good. Mine is one that stands out in my memory. I don't know if it's the funniest, but it is one that I really, really enjoy, and it's with Alex when we were playing Helldivers 2, and we were playing with Chris, and I said, "Chris, watch out that when you call in that nuke, if you fall over, it will explode on the ground where you've dropped it." And then Alex, you just hear, "Oh, Chris," and I had just respawned quite far back, and then in the distance you just hear this explosion where Chris had obviously dropped it and Alex had died. That is one of the clips on our Twitch channel if you want to check it out. That's very, very funny. Makes me laugh a lot.
Some of the best moments that you get in multiplayer video game is when you're all tired and you're all delusional and you've all been playing it for 4 or 5 hours, and you just something snaps in your brain and you just go mental.
Yeah. Alex, are you shuffling cards?
Yeah, is it coming through?
Yeah, it's really loud. You've got a very good
Let me turn
mic. Oh. Okay.
the game down.
Thanks, Alex. I really appreciate it. This is an ASMR episode now. Can we do the whole thing as ASMR?
I don't have long nails to tap along the side of like a pear or whatever it is they have in those videos. Have fun editing that, Joey.
I'm just gonna
Your
leave it
edit.
in. Gonna leave it in as it is.
Let's talk
Right,
about fucking
so-
Repo already.
Repo. Repo is a game on Steam. It's in early access still, I believe.
Is it?
I think so, yeah. It came into early access on February 26th, 2025. So, about 11 months ago, it became available to us on Steam. It is developed and published by Semiwork, and it labels itself as a survival horror cooperative multiplayer. The horror element is a little bit ropey there. It's not that scary. There are some jump scares, but I think it's one of those games where its genre is defined by who you're playing it with.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's comedy fuck about game.
Yeah.
Now, Repo stands for, and do either of you know what it stands for?
Robotic.
Retrieve and
Okay,
retrieve.
hold on.
Operations.
So we've had Tim say robotic and Alex say retrieve.
I should know this because it was the tweet that I put out for the stream we did on Thursday.
Nice. It's retrieve, extract, and profit operation.
That's it.
It's a up to six player cooperative roguelike with procedurally generated levels. The point is to go out and collect loot and have enough to bring back so that you can spend money and upgrade at the shop, as well as paying off the entity known as the Taxman. So we'll get into what very little story there is in just a minute, but I want to hear initial thoughts on the game from Alex, please.
I mean, this is one of those games that we had sort of the late 2024, early 2025. There was a slew of, I think they're referred to as extraction survival games or extraction multiplayer games, things like that. Sort of, like your Lethal Company and games like that. And honestly, a lot of them are a bit crap because they just try to do Lethal Company and never do Lethal Company any justice. This one took itself away from that far enough that it's actually quite a good game, and it is good fun with friends. You definitely need to be playing with people that you know and people that you can have a laugh with. I assume that this game probably has servers, like random multiplayer lobbies and stuff. I would never dream of going into one. But yeah, it's a good fun game. It's a good way to waste a couple of hours. I do think it's better than Lethal Company.
Oh. And we've done an episode on Lethal Company, so you can hear Alex's benchmark there. Anything else, Alex?
No.
Okay, great. Tim?
Game good, game funny, and game good. It's another extraction survival game. We've had, as Alex said, we've had a few of those at this point, but this one is more rooted in comedy, and I really like that. Like where we've played things like Species Unknown, which is currently in early access, that's more of like it's a serious objective extraction survival game. And Lethal Company's got it's got the jump scare element to it. This is just slapstick from start to finish. You've got flapping head robots. You've got text to speech that changes pitch depending on if you're looking up or down. It's got hourglasses that you can pick up for loot, but if you pick them up, your speech and movement is slowed right down as well. It's got wacky enemies. It's got wind-up frogs that blow you up. It's a cartoon. It's where Lethal Company is a TV show about horror. This is a cartoon about horror, and
I think that's what separates it from Lethal Company as well, because obviously Lethal Company tries to be really serious about everything, and all of the loot is the same. It's just varying sort of. Some might take 2 hand spaces, whereas some might take 1. But it's all just stuff that doesn't do anything. When you pick up an hourglass, it slows your speech down by 100%. Or you pick up a love potion that makes your character, through the text to speech, say, I love at Wembembo and stuff like that. It's so much... It's funnier. And then all of the enemies in Lethal Company, they're all a bit sort of meh. But these enemies, they're funny as fuck, and half the fun is the enemies in this game. Like, getting Shotgun Man to kill one of your friends.
Shotgun Man is a popular enemy, and we will get onto some of our favourite enemies. There's a surprising amount of enemies in R.E.P.O, and each of them requires a different approach to overcome them. So I think for me, I put R.E.P.O down as my multiplayer game of 2025 in our Last Chance Awards, and I stand by it. I think it's turn your brain off dumb fun. I really, really enjoy it, and I really enjoy things like, as you both said, Lethal Company. Like Lethal Company blew this genre out the water, and it just made it so popular. But what I think you saw was loads of things copying Lethal Company and doing it really quickly and trying to jump on a bit of a bandwagon. Whereas R.E.P.O feels it's taken ideas from Lethal Company but made it into its own thing. It's not a horror game. Your characters, as Tim said, are flappy-headed robots that look like talking bins. They have enormous eyes, and you can emote using your eyes and look suspicious or shocked of the people around you. And they're so... Alex, if you could just move to the side and show the face of the funny headman. That's what you play as. And I mean, just looking at it
looks
makes
like he's
me...
doing the no bitches mega mind me.
But just looking at it makes me laugh. And when you are running away from something that tracks you purely by sound, you can come back anytime you want, Alex. Tracks you purely by sound, and you turn around and there's someone else with you under a table staring at you like that, it makes me laugh out loud. And that's what this game does really, really well. It makes me laugh every time we've played it. I have never come away from it not being a little bit sore from laughter.
Well, the other thing that this game does over and I'm withdrawing Lethal Company because I think this game very much wears its inspirational heart on its sleeve.
Yeah.
But where Lethal Company, where the player will die from a hazard or an enemy or whatever, they're just out for the round. There's not really anything they can do to interact with the game outside of talking to other dead players. Whereas in this, because you're a little robot, you can just temporarily possess your little robot head that's all that's left of you. So you can maybe guide players and be like, oh, Joey died in that room over there, for example. Or you can just talk to them or leap around while the people who are alive can try and resurrect you, which they can do a few times in the round to keep you in the game. It's just...
Well, without just saying Lethal Company, I think I don't know of another extraction co-op game that you can do that in. I think that is something that's unique to R.E.P.O.
The revival thing's definitely in Species Unknown, but there's no possession thing.
In a different way, though. I also think Species Unknown is a different game because this... Yeah. But, so I think that, like what Tim was saying about your head becomes an item when you die, and you can take it to different areas of the map to get it revived, but you can possess it temporarily and talk to the people and jump around. Like, we played this on Thursday night at time of recording, so a couple of days ago, and our friend Griffin, who is the Renegade Jester on Twitch, was the only one alive, and we thought it was really funny, because he had collected all of our heads and got us to the place where he needed to resurrect us. But we all thought it was funny to act like school children and have our heads jump around and fly out of the trolley so that it made it more difficult for him. But it's not done in a mean-spirited way. There's nothing mean-spirited about this game. It's just stupid. And it's stupid from start to finish, which I absolutely love.
Like, we had one the other night on Thursday where one of the levels that we'd went in, because the level variety in terms of the settings is quite broad. There's everything from like an Arctic research station to like a wizard academy. There's an old busted mansion, and when we were playing in the old busted mansion, when we were playing with a team of about 5 or 6 of us, I just gunned it for the first door I saw, dove through it, went straight down a massive hole to my death, and as I was falling, I heard someone go, "Look out for the hole." Like,
yeah,
that
was Levy, who you can find on Twitch at Leviesta.
Yes.
As Tim was diving through the door, like no caution whatsoever, Levy said, "Look out for the hole," and Tim immediately fell in the hole and
I was
died.
already gone.
And as Levy said that as well, though, I went to try and get, because the hole had spat Tim's head back up, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just go collect his head," not seeing the massive hole that he'd fallen into, and I plummeted with him.
But it's dumb moments like that I think you can go back and say, yes, it's just multiplayer fun. Now, our Twitch stream, if you look at our clips section, it's mainly R.E.P.O. R.E.P.O. and Baldur's Gate. Those are the ones that we have the most clips on, because it's just funny every time and it's different every time.
Yeah.
Which I think... Apologies for drawing back to Lethal Company again. I really did enjoy Lethal Company. I still do enjoy Lethal Company. I think R.E.P.O. took that formula and perfected it. But I feel like Lethal Company has taken procedural generation but it's still a little bit samey each time.
Mm.
It's very
Whereas,
gritty, isn't it?
yeah, whereas every time you play Repo, you don't hit the gritty, and it is different every single time.
I was looking for a way to make her hit the gritty joke. Well done.
Well, the emotes in Lethal Company let you hit the gritty.
There are emotes now in Lethal Company?
No, in the mod that we had, we were hitting.
Oh,
the gritty playing Lethal
yeah.
Company.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna do the story.
Get ready for a 2-sentence story.
There isn't a
Start
story.
your timers now.
But in Repo, you and your friends play as small robots that are flappy-headed and look like a bin, as we've covered already, hired by a mysterious AI overlord. How indicative of true times. Or a shadowy corporation. You're unsure which one. Also indicative of current times. You are sent to abandoned, dangerous, monster-infested environments to locate, extract, and collect valuable items, and then return them to your extraction vehicle for profit. Sorry. Unlike traditional narratives with clear heroes and villains, Repo presents its story through context and ambience rather than cutscenes, creating emergent narrative through gameplay. That's taken from a press release of Repo.
So, like, the thing is with Repo, though, Joey's mentioned that there is a semblance of a story there, but it takes such a backseat because it's gameplay first. Like, and that's more often than not the key to success in these sorts of multiplayer games. Like, don't get me wrong, both Baldur's Gate, with a massive emphasis on story, still had a gameplay first emphasis, and as a result, it's a massive success. This is kind of following the same. I'm not going to say the same suit, but a similar trend, where it prioritizes system mechanics and gameplay variety and satisfying loops and rewards and clever punishments and whatever. Over
Alex, how do you
lore.
feel about a Baldur's Gate 3 comparison to Repo?
It's an interesting comparison.
The other thing that this game does over any other extraction title that we've talked about previously on the podcast or not, is the King of the Losers.
King of the Losers is great.
So when you inevitably get to the point that the run dies and all of the robots are dead and there's no way that you're winning the run, the game will dump you in a room, pull out the floor from underneath you, and put you on a big platform with just items everywhere. Everything from rubber mallets to baseball bats, guns, a monster arm, whatever it is. And the goal is to be the last person standing on the platform. And if you do that, you become King of the Losers. And for the entire next game, that person wears a crown. That's it.
That's it. It's
That's
good.
it.
But I feel like the game does that the whole time. So, like, you start missions from the shop by calling in your repo, your extraction truck or whatever it's called in the game. And the tax man, who is your kind of, I suppose, antagonist, the person you're paying back, the reason that you're doing these missions.
Who only speaks to you in emojis.
Who only speaks in emojis, sends loads of laughing emojis at you. They are clearly taking the piss out of you, the player. And I just think that celebrating King of the Losers, self-deprecation of the player that's in their game, it's funny. And it doesn't take itself seriously, and it leans into its stupid, dumb humour. Now, we spoke about some of the enemies before. I think we will all have a favourite enemy. I'm going to go to Tim first. I imagine it's the same as mine and Alex's. But, Tim, who's your favourite enemy in Repo?
I actually quite like the little gnomes.
Oh, well, it's not the same as mine.
So, the gnomes are just... they're not particularly dangerous, these gnomes. But as you're pushing a cart around with all these valuables, that's got an assigned value.
We should say that when you have a valuable, if you hit it, you pick it up and you carry it and put it in the extraction zone. If you hit it off anything or bonk it at all, the value of that item goes down.
Sometimes the item just breaks outright entirely and you just don't get the item.
Exactly.
But when you'll be pushing your cart around that's full of items, like being like, oh wow, look at all this money I'm about to make. And then you'll just hear some like little giggling and some gnomes will come along and just jump in your cart and start throwing shit out until it breaks. And your job is to pick up the gnomes and smash them on the floor or the walls or a bench or a cart or something.
Or the ceiling.
Or the ceiling. Just fucking throw them. it's great. It's such a it's a firework in a room moment because there's such a moment of panic and then it's over.
But it's the same with the skeleton bombs as well. They're
Oh,
not
yeah.
as throwy, but they appear and their mission is to just detonate next to you.
Yeah,
There's just something hilarious about a Zerg rush that's garden gnomes.
yeah.
It's a great time.
Yeah. How about you, Alex? Who's your favourite enemy?
I like the Apex Predator.
Which one's the Apex
The
Predator?
Apex Predator is a little yellow duck
Yes.
just moves around the map, and all he does is he walks around and he jumps and he goes quack, quack, quack.
He's
And
very cute.
He's very cute and very harmless until you try to pick him up. At which point he goes and he just this big monstrous alligator mouth comes out of him. He just starts fucking your day up, and you can kill him by getting him to jump in a toilet and flushing it. It's great.
That was a really good impression of the duck, Alex. Well done.
Thank
Really
you.
painted the picture.
It was really good.
Joey.
What about you, Joey?
My one, I was not neither of those. It was the one I thought you were going to go for, the one that Tim has named himself after in this recording. I think Shotgun Man is hilarious.
Oh, he's great.
So Shotgun Man is a completely blind old man that just wanders around the map, shooting at anything that makes lots of noise. And that includes you, your friends, or the enemies around you. So on Thursday night, we had a few instances where Alex's duck was standing in front of someone hiding from the blind shotgun man, quacking and making lots of noise, and the man turned around and shot at the duck, killing the person that it was near.
But it also shoot loot if the loot makes noise as well, which completely ruins everything in the car. It's great.
Yeah, but it's funny. It's stupid. And the loot regenerates throughout the map in random places. So there's never going to be a period of time where, say, you need 10,000 and you have 10,000 in your car and then some of it gets broken. You can always go out and find more loot. You're never going to be stuck at a point where you're stuck on a level. And I just think that's good design.
We mentioned the shop earlier because there's a roguelike element to this game in that, there's randomized upgrades and procedural level generation, but there's the upgrades out to everything from stamina regeneration to an extra jump, more health, a strength upgrade because some items are much heavier than others and you'll need like 3 or 4 people to pick up some things at first. But there's a whole slew of items that I personally have never gotten use out of outside of detonating them in the shop. So you can buy things like grenades, which are, I'm told, very helpful for some enemies, but I've never used them. You can get gravity mines, shockwave guns, whatever. I've never seen anyone use them, but they just feel like they're there to just fuck around with in the shop.
Well, the thing is, in the levels, you can kill the enemies, and they drop souls that are quite valuable. So I think, like, the Huntsman's soul, I think, is worth about 10,000 gold, credits, pounds, whatever the currency.
Crypto bucks.
R.E.P.O coins.
V-bucks.
So they are useful if you
Roblox.
God,
There it is.
if you've got the brain to use them, they are useful. But we're just stupid.
No, we'll spend most of our time in the shop just throwing grenades back and forth and seeing who wins.
Flushing each other down the toilet and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then once you've been to the shop, the way that you apply your upgrades is they appear in your extraction truck. And every single time we buy any upgrades, you have to go, oh, who took my upgrade? Because it's first come, first serve, baby.
Yeah,
Who took my stamina upgrade? Fuck you.
because it's all shared resources.
It is all shared resource, but it's not shared upgrade.
Nope.
Nope. I don't think there's loads to talk about with this game. I think it's worth pointing out that it was one of the finalists in the 2025 Steam Awards for Better with Friends Award. So the nominees for that were Battlefield 6, Split Fiction, Schedule, Peak, and R.E.P.O. Unfortunately, Peak won. Not unfortunately for Peak. Peak's a great game, but I think R.E.P.O's better with friends, personally. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I'll fight you.
Hell of a threat at the end there.
Yeah, no, there's nothing else to say there.
No.
That's good. So what about the sound of Repo?
I mean, it's good. It's a game. It's what, like, these games have to rely on their atmospheric sound and their sound design to effectively communicate things and give the players a bit of a heads up. I don't think this game works on mute at all because it's proximity voice chat, and even if you don't have a microphone for some reason, it's text to speech chat, and you are required to be at least in hearing distance of a player to appreciate that. In the same way that you're going to be required to be in hearing distance of an enemy, so you have an idea of what's about to enter the room and ruin your day. It's I think it's incredibly valuable, and some of the sound design they've got, like where if you smack one of your players with a trolley and send them flying into the next room, the clanging sounds are unreal. It's so well done.
And there's no, I don't recall there being any music in the game, but there is sort of atmospheric soundscapes to it, which works really well.
There's menu music, and I think that's about it, outside of some items having music associated.
Well, you'll have heard some of the music in the intro to the episode, which we normally do. I think the other thing that's important is something that Tim mentioned, which is the text-to-speech. It's so dumb, and I love it, and it sounds different if you're crouching, or if you're looking up or down,
Or if you're dead.
Or if you're dead. It's just so good and fun.
Yeah. It takes me back to the days of messing around with Microsoft Sam when that was first introduced.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so we're not going to keep you. We're going to get into our scores. We're going to hear what the next game that we're playing on GCP is. But we're going to do what we normally do and break it down into 3 categories. And then we'll give our overall score based on the averages of those categories. So, boys, please keep a track of your own scores because I will be doing it for you. Alex, story.
I mean, it's a hard one to score because there is no story, but so I'm gonna have to give it a 5 right down the middle.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Tim?
Basically the same logic, but I think because of the lack of story, I can't exactly grade it high. Like, if I were to order, I don't know, some food at a restaurant, like a chicken dish, and it didn't arrive with chicken, then I would be, the restaurant would be scored lower. So I'm going to go with a 3, because there is a story there, it's easy enough to follow, but equally it's not the focus.
3 is harsh. Real harsh, Tim. Not nice, you naughty boy.
Massive bastard.
You massive bastard. I'm going to go with Alex and say a 5. There isn't a story, so we can't. I mean, maybe it's not the fairest scoring system for a game that doesn't have a story, having a third of our weighting being based on story, but that is how we do. So,
if everyone uses the same system, it's fair.
I think that's literally what I'm saying is not the case. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to give it a 5. Now, Alex, this is more like it. Gameplay.
I'm not going to say 10 because I don't think it's a perfect gameplay loop, but it is good. Yeah, as long as you've got friends to play it with, it's a 9 on the gameplay, I think.
Nice.
It's really nailed its gameplay loop.
Very, very good. Tim?
I'm going to go with an 8. I really like it.
Different.
But, no, my issue... Jesus Christ, are you good, Alex?
Just Joey's like, I'm different.
My issue being, and I really like the variety of enemies in in this, but I would like to see more variety in the behaviours of the enemies, because at points it can feel a little too easy to navigate some of the hazards.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
You reckon?
You obviously didn't have a problem with Balloon Boy and
Oh, no, I did.
Shotgun Man.
You remember he blew me up in the locker last time?
Well, but the thing is, so you're saying variety of enemies. So Balloon Boy we haven't spoken about. Balloon Boy is a small boy whose party it seems to be, who runs around blowing up balloons, and the balloons linger and stay there for ages. But if you touch one, it pops, and Balloon Boy goes mad and kills you.
Yep.
But you can have levels where you have 2 or 3 monsters on the go at once. So when we played the other day, we had Balloon Boy, Shotgun Man, and the exploding skulls. So I think that the mixture of the way the enemies behave individually, like you think of those three enemies, Shotgun Man is slow, he's foreboding, but you've got a clear way around him in being quiet. Balloon Boy, you have to slowly navigate around his balloons to avoid it, but then the skulls are walking time bombs, so you have to quickly get away from them before they explode, which
I
makes
suppose.
gameplay really mix up. Because if you encounter two or three of them at once, like you really have to think on your feet to do it. Whereas if you came across, I don't know, the duck, Bella, and thank you, Alex, Bella and the Trudge, which is a hulking great monster which walks very slowly but hits very, very hard. You have to play it very, very differently. I don't agree that the enemy AI is.
I think you're
all the way
right.
around.
Like I'm thinking about this on like an individual basis, whereas it's the combination of things that probably is where the variety is. So fuck it, 9.
Yeah, because I've got to be the same.
Peer pressure.
I'm only joking, Tim. So,
Uh-huh.
I also am giving this a 9 for the reasons that you guys laid out. It's a very simple gameplay loop, but it's a very fun and well done one. I think a lot of games could learn from not overcomplicating it like Repo. Finally, we are looking at the audio and visuals. Audio and visuals of Repo. And we're going to go same order, Alex.
Same order. As we've discussed, the sound design is good. There's not a lot of it, but what it's got is good. This game is very much a quality over quantity type of game.
Mm-hmm.
So they've focused on small things and made them good. The art style, it's very sort of it's low poly cartoony kind of style. Well, low poly kind of cartoony style, which I think works for it. It's not a heavy game to run on your machine, and it's not something that you're gonna, if you wanted to play it on like a old Steam Deck or an older end PC, you're not gonna struggle with it. Which I think is a bit, especially in modern gaming, is a big barrier for entry now.
You mean you don't need £10,000 worth of RAM to run it?
Well, yeah, especially on
8
multiplayer games. But yeah, I'd give audio visual an 8. It knows what it was going for, and it did it well.
Nice. And what does that bring your score to?
7.3 recurring.
Nice.
Which I think is about fair.
Tim?
I'm actually going to go for a 9 on my audiovisual. It's not, massively graphically intense or the most beautiful game you've ever seen, but it's not trying to do that. It's got a very clear vision, and it sticks to it. Its sound design is, I'm not going to say simple, but it's clear in what it's trying to do. Its visuals are, I used the word cartoon-like before, and yeah, it's not like a hand-drawn cartoon or whatever, but it's slapstick, it's funny, it's not supposed to be this gritty, realistic space adventure. It's a dumb game about dumb robots fighting dumb enemies and getting dumb loot. It does exactly what it needs to, and it does it really well. There's probably a couple of models, like in particular, or textures rather, that I think could be cleaned up a bit. Like, to reference the Shotgun Man again, some of his textures, because he's an early monster in the game's development, he's been there for a while, I think his stuff isn't as quite up to date with some of the more modern features of the game, but that's a very easy fix. It's just little things, and I think a 9 is good here.
And what does that bring your average score to?
A 7.
A 7. Ooh.
7.
So, I would say I agree with Tim. I'm going to give this a 9. I don't think, like you said, it's not the prettiest game in the world. It's not the... I don't think there's anything particularly like, wow, this is mind-blowingly excellent. But the reason I've given it a 9 is if you put it next to any other game that came out in 2025, I bet you could pick Repo out of it.
Yeah.
It's got its unique art style, which I really, really like. And I think that audio, like just the way that it messes with the way your orientation of which way you're looking on the screen, what items you're holding in your hand, even the proximity chat, it just adds so much to the gameplay. And I think when good audio comes into a game, it affects the way that you play it, and I really think it does in R.E.P.O. So that gives me an average of a 7.6, and between us, and a Game Club Pod score of 7.3 out of 10 for R.E.P.O, which I think is a pretty good score and a solid one to start 2026.
Good. Just to touch on a couple of points that Joey made there, I remember when I was at uni, they drummed into us that sound makes up half of your picture, and the sound design in this being as clear as and well thought out as it is only to its credit. But the other side of this is the art direction that Joey mentioned, where you could pick R.E.P.O out in a lineup of games that came out in 2024, 2025. Art, like, realism ages. Like, the original Lara Croft on PS1 has not aged particularly well in comparison to something like
boopers.
Yeah, big polygon booba gazongos have not aged as well as something like, a 2025 set of big mighty booba gazongos. But the point is that art direction doesn't age. My favourite example of this, and I've brought this up time and time again, is the Wind Waker from Zelda, because it's got a very solid art direction, and so it will never die. This is not the most, standout out there thing, but it knows what it wants, and it knows what it's doing, and it does it.
Nice.
Good.
Well, 7.3 out of 10 for R.E.P.O. And our next game on GCP is...
It's one of mine. We're getting the gang to play Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Good. I forgot that was on the running order.
Joey and I have played Yakuza 0 before. I loved it. This is, at the time of recording, the latest in the Yakuza series. So we've gone from the beginning, we're going to the end.
Tim's going to get pegged on the beach instead of in a cinema.
And then I'm going to go play Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Very good. Well, on that note, boys, anything else you want to add? Or shall we get the heck out of here?
Go listen to Teehee, go listen to cutscenes. Thanks.
Yeah, listen to all of our stuff.
Yeah.
Please do it.
Otherwise,
I'll
fucking
be sad.
begging.
I'm begging. We need the numbers, man. We need the fucking
My
numbers.
rent's due. I mean, come on.
I need to see the funny numbers go burr.
I need you guys to keep saying funny things like that so I can find the fucking jingle. Is it on here?
Pass. It's been that long
Let's
since
try
we've done a
this.
proper...
Who knows? Oh, no, that's Dan singing Podmas.
Oh, end it out with that. Perfect.
All right, we'll do that. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.